in this pyramid school. So you now have learned that Exodus is a fraud and that the Jews were chased out of Egypt and then falsified the book of Exodus to lie about the incident. As a young student in the priesthood, one must learn to master the knowledge of the sonum bonum, which is the supreme good for the salvation of the divine soul, to become God-like. You could from there become an immortal being, free from the repeated cycles of births and deaths on that rotating wheel, that cycle of rebirths and deaths over and over again. Now you are free from that enslavement of the wheel of karma. You learn that knowledge, science, and God are the laws of one. You learn to place that left foot forward so that your heart must trample down evil as you and it moves forwards. You will learn to master the 147 African-Egyptian negative confessions as a student of the pyramid schools, which 10 were stolen by the Jews and pretended to be that which was given to Moses by some god in the Old Testament. You've learned is the albino reptilian Yahweh of the Anunnaki, one of the biggest devils in the universe. You will learn how the Anunnaki on Nibiru shape-shifted Moses into that priest Eluru, that demon. And Cyrus then cut off all contacts with Egypt within this 1333 BC date, which they had seen down the line. They knew it was coming. So therefore, they concentrated their attention to Mali on the interior of Africa, and not with Egypt until 1994, when Cyrus reconnected with Egypt. After 20,000 years of mentoring Egypt, Cyrus B severed its relationship, cut off contact, so that the Jews would never obtain any of Cyrus B's powers. It was your fervent duty to become proficient in all of the lessons being taught and learned at the school in Kemet. You were to become a master, a multi-dimensional God who could transcend the lower levels of consciousness and the lower levels of existence on a three-dimensional mundane world, and become an immortal God who decides one's own destiny. And no, you are not nonviolent when confronted by an unjust adversary. The priest order did prove itself to be pharaonic material, as well as immortal gods and goddesses, who were the magnificent gods of the order of the melanin-dominated family, stretching back to the origins of the Tyrannosaurian prototype of the superhuman God created by the divine creator gods of the genetic scientific world some 560 million years ago, when that dynamic species was produced on the twin planet of Earth known as Tara at a much higher vibratorial frequency. To Tara you will return. With regards to planet Earth, it moves slowly, but you, as an ascended master, could move there instantaneously. As an ascended master, you learn to access the portals of time, moving in each direction, as well as folding time, slowing it down, and then reversing it, and speeding it up if you desire. You learn to do and access all of your dimensional lives, as well as the mastery over them, up to 15 dimensions for the first graduation, then more and more worlds, along with greater distances of trans-interdimensional travels. You become a universal, normal human being, but at the same time, a multi-dimensional, immortal God and Goddess. The reality of the creation all over being one predicated upon sexual energy, no celibacy never was practiced among the priesthood orders. Female sexual energy dominated every aspect of this female universe and creation. Therefore, it has never been a greater or lesser you, any place in a conscious and righteous creation. So if it is female, let the females take the lead. Although the Pharaoh Akhenaten kicked the Jews out of Africa and remained true to his concept of monotheism, he paid the price for being nonviolent by being killed and his temple sacked by his enemies. America has never adopted a position of nonviolence in the face of an enemy, be it foreign or domestic, as a tactic. You learn that the Son of God is S-U-N, belonging to all of the sons in these universes. In the organizing of a universe, the Watchers use them as an organizing instrument to maintaining the time drama of both spiritual and material creations working harmoniously together, and that it could be a reflected mirror for disharmony as well. One learns of the blue, gold, and amethyst orders of the Yanas, plus the Azurite guards. These Azurite guards are devoted to the IAFW, the International and Interdimensional Association of Free Worlds, along with the multitudes of alien visitors as well as family members living abroad on other planets who come and visit with the inner Earth civilizations where our spaceships and our other alien technologies are hidden away from prying eyes.
I be telling people, I say, you know, I was talking to Yeshua. I used to call him Jesus, because that's what everybody taught us when we was kids, it was Jesus. But when he come visit, he be black. So I used to be telling people, I say, I be talking to Jesus, and Jesus is not white. Jesus is black. I'm trying to tell y'all that. He always come and visit me. I be talking, he comes and tell me stuff. This is the truth. He used to come and wake me up, sit on the bed, and talk to me. And it used to be, look just like my father. But it wasn't my father. But he looked exactly like my father. It's hard to explain. In other words, you know how family facial features be so much alike, where you got two brothers that look the same, but you can see that they have a distinct difference, but they so close? That's what I'm talking about. He used to tell me about a battle all the time, and the days that's gonna come. And we used to always go through the battle. Don't you forget, is what he'd say. And then he'd leave, and the lights would go away. So see, this extraterrestrial travel that this guy is telling you about, astral projection, being able to jump from dimensions, walk through portals, all this conquering time and making time move backwards, being able to use your mind to manifest areas around you where you can take control of the complete area and actually set climate control and everything. All this is done and possible through the human mind. You just got to know how to do this stuff. You got to get away from people that want to lock you down in their bullshit because they know the greatness inside of you. So they would deliberately put stuff on your hard drive that would turn off your God energies and make you be a slave, where you get up every day, go to work, smoke cigarettes, drink coffee, all that stupid shit that they put in your mind to make you become their robots. That's what I be out here trying to scream at everybody about and get everybody to realize that you have let happen to you on this planet. You had to take your God self and turned it off and replaced that with a microchip that was given to you by the banking system of this planet Earth, that this guy just explained was started from the Knights of Templar, who was really the Knights of Solomon Temple. I think it said Knights of the Temple of Solomon. I just read it right in this little passage that I've been checking out. I knew Templars had something to do with Solomon Temple, but I couldn't put it together because of the way the Bible shifted you around and convinced you that Rome and Christianity at one time were in opposition to each other. It's just a bunch of hocus pocus brainwashing stuff that you got to really see through red tape to figure it all out. But to make the long story short, it's amazing to hear all this stuff being said about how you can be a time traveler. This is what I'm telling you all is the circumstance with me. And he also said that you have family on other planets and other dimensions. I know this to be so because being on Earth, to me, and going from Africa to the Americas is small potatoes. I lay around here in this bored-ass circumstance I'm in where everybody on this planet is locked down and stagnated, and my spirit tells me that I'm used to going and doing stuff and really be having money and everything necessary to do it. Then here I come down here with stagnated people that don't want to do shit but drink and smoke alcohol, and that's real happy with them. And then somebody like me with a high drive that's a mystery, let's go get something done. You stagnate all the funds and all the avenues of being creative and everything that's necessary. Well, this world could take off and really be a thriving world where everyone could do well. Instead of all this, let's put a flat on his car so he can't go anywhere. That's the circumstance of this planet. And a lot of you people don't understand that by not trying to understand the importance of buying a green light and not buying a green light, you are confessing to the world that you are contributing to that stagnation. Because when I come here and show you the sun doing everything that I tell you is going to do, and then I claim to you that I am the sun's child, and I was sent here from the sun to transfer this information to you, that the sun is going to kill you if you don't try to change your consciousness. And then I tell you, well, a good way to show that you change your consciousness is by buying the green light. And then nobody buys it. Now that to me is an indication that this consciousness of this planet is just really that bad as to where you won't even say. The problem is, I'm going to tell you, you've been programmed by the people, the powers that be, that a black man is not capable of being God, because you all want Jesus, who you never saw and who only existed because you all murdered everybody who wanted to stand up to you and tell you that was bullshit and they wasn't going to have nothing to do with it. So all you people are already in trouble for those crimes. So know that when this earth burn your ass up, it's not going to have a problem with doing it because you killed all of the children of the sun. I keep trying to tell you that. But the sun being understanding and knowing what your ass been through and how you got tricked into being such dumbasses, it's giving you a chance to prove that you want to come into compliance and change your ways. Okay? And it made it simple, $10. Because see, you're not going to buy it and spend the $10 if you don't really feel that way. And that's what the sun knows. And the sun also knows that when you hear this in your heart, you know that Asar is the true authentic person that he claims to be, because it's just been too much corroboration and too much things going on with my whole overall characterization of self that would show you that I'm a divine person regardless to how much profanity I use and regardless